John McCarthy and I wrote The Bellevue.
I'm Conal Morrison. I'm the director attached to The Bellevue.
It's all set in one particularly extraordinary day in an ordinary bar in a heat wave, and that puts kind of a lot of pressure both on the physical infrastructure of the bar and their cooling systems and on the metaphysical relations of the people in the bar, who I think we all recognise.
Yeah, it takes the kind of classic Irish playwriting trope of using a bar as the arena for a high colour gallery of individuals to come together. It puts a rather wonderful spin on it and takes you to highly entertaining and very surprising places.
One of the things that I wanted to write about and wanted to see on stage is weather and a weather system moving across a dramatic piece.
So it's got that kind of naturalistic setting and exploits that to the full, but it has the imprint for a kind of very, very sort of almost immersive dramatic experience for an audience, because that atmosphere that's created will spill out over into the auditorium, so that hopefully the audience members will feel as if they are in that bar too, and they too are wrapped up in the lunatic events that unfold.
I want to be surprised by the scale of things. As an audience here, you would arrive in and see 2 people on stage, then 3, then 4, and it keeps going. And then the stage itself is bigger in scale than we imagined. So I think as something that really teases and then rewards a hungry audience.
And that ambition is important. You know, we live our life in communities or go into social places and so on, and the stage should be able to reflect that, you know, as well as the sheer pleasure of having a range of characters. These kind of high colour individuals make for a superb rogues gallery, which will hopefully give great delight.
On the character of Finbar, he's involved with this, embedded in this community of misfits.
I felt the same way then. I felt all of me, exactly what I am.
And what is that?
I'm a child in the front room at home years ago, helping Dad with the tuning.
Pushing the sweeping rods up? Not really needed, obviously, but I had a job. Hand them to Dad as they're needed. And I ask, what if we don't have enough? And he kind of laughs and says, the man we borrowed them off lives in a 3-story house, so we'll have plenty of rods. But what if they keep on going?
I'm Karen McCartney, and I have been playing Clarissa. Clarissa works in the bar. She's someone who has experienced and walked away from trauma, I suppose. She doesn't seem to be affected by them in the same way that others in the play are. So for me, she's quite enigmatic. It's like ramping up, do you know, that kind of way? And then like it just, well, I suppose it's like the fan, isn't it? Do you know, it's like the different settings.
Yeah.
My name is Janet Moran and I'm playing Martha in The Bellevue by John McCarthy.
And I'm Angus McAnally and I play Grogan the barman.
And I am beloved by Grogan, unhappily for myself.
Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic. He's really very keen and is not making much progress there at all, which is shocking. You know, what are you talking about a catch? Like,
The word I think that best describes The Bellevue is surprising.
that's a fantastic description of it.
Yeah, when I was reading it, I was like, oh yeah, I know this world, yeah. And then I was like, what? What? It's really surprising.
And it's very funny. I
Yes.
think it's like it's dark, but it's hilarious as well.
I'm Kieran O'Grady and I'm the fight director. I guess things that I'm most excited about, like decapitating someone on stage, pulling something like that off would be like pretty much like I've never seen it done on stage before. I've seen it happen off stage where it's like someone goes off stage and comes back on with someone's head in their hand. I'm excited to try and to make work. And just all the other mad things that happen, especially kind of towards the end with like the various levels of violence or extreme violence, let's say, and destruction. How some of it is in a way comic and in other ways it's horrific, and sometimes it's a little bit of both.
Liam Dooner, set designer. It's terrific because it begins in a really familiar kind of sense of place. And, you know, the bar is almost kind of an oasis in a heat wave for these people to come to. It gets more and more kind of disrupted as an idea. And although we begin somewhere that feels quite familiar, we go somewhere that really, really isn't. I love the theatricality of it in a world which is so real and so tangible and so visceral. It's both absolutely extraordinary and absolutely believable at the same time.
Closing bell, the closing bell. I know you're here, I know you're here. And when you last called out, I wasn't there. But I'm in earshot now, I'm only here. Closing bell, the closing bell.